many of you girls have ever been like hanging out with a group of guys or something and they suddenly start to talk about like Kate Moss or Adriana Lima, these supermodels, and you like suddenly feel like a sense of low self-esteem because they're comparing average girls to these supermodels. Any of you? And then guys, how many of you have ever been hanging out with a group of girls and they start talking about Channing Tatum's six-pack, or like the other night at the MTV Music Awards when Zac Efron had his shirt ripped off and his abs were like on stage, and they're talking about that. And like, you guys do feel like a sense of low self-esteem as well because they're comparing you guys to these unaverage actors and stuff. So today I'm just going to talk about the misconceptions of guys' views on their own bodies and how media affects this and how guys view their body image just the same as girls and how they have low self-esteem as well. So there's been a striking change in attitudes toward male body image. The portrayal of men as fat-free and chiseled in the last 30 years is dramatically more prevalent in society than it was a generation ago. This is by Dr. Harrison Hope, who's a psychiatry professor at Harvard studying bodybuilding. And a lot of people see this men, they'll generalize it as people from 20 and up, but in fact it's more than 40% of boys in middle school and high school said they regular exercise with the goal of increasing muscle mass. And this is a study done in the journal Pediatrics. So there are kids who are like 12 and 13 years old worrying about their weight and worrying about what they look like, and it is in fact guys as well as girls. And they're so focused on their muscle mass that they do too much, and they like, say for example their crush likes a guy who has like six-pack, and they're like, okay, so if she likes that, then she'll like me if I get a six-pack. So they'll like come up with the most quick way to get that, and they may turn to steroids. And steroids in fact stunt your growth, and if these young kids are using it, it's not good for them because they're not fully developed yet. And Dr. Basin of Medicine at Boston University School of Medicine says that steroid use can in fact stop testosterone production in men, and it can result in depression and rage. But if many people can't get a hold of steroids, they may turn to excessive exercising, and they think this is healthier when in fact it isn't. And excessive exercising can be defined as exercising when you're ill or injured and the body needs to rest in order to heal is one warning sign, and no longer a balance between work, social life, and exercise. And when exercise becomes the single most important focus in someone's life, and this is stated by Helen Faulkner, who's a PhD psychology student at the University of Melbourne. And psychologist Stephen Berger also states that being a member at a gym and using that membership is healthy, but however, excessive exercise and working out to mask the feeling and inadequacies associated with body image dissatisfaction isn't healthy, and excessive exercising can result in heart problems and many other health risks. And some guys are so focused on their muscle mass that there's actually a new disorder. It's called muscle dysmorphia or bigorexia, and it's the opposite of anorexia, and it's where guys want to increase their muscle size. And it's an adjunctive body dysmorphic disorder, BDD. The associated misconception and shame of muscle dysmorphia can severely impair a patient's ability to function socially and professionally, and becomes exercise dependent, and steroid abuse is likely. And many people think that guys just want to, they focus so much on their muscle that many of them will do unhealthy things to lower their body fat. And it's actually 1 in 10 people with anorexia are male. And it's sad because the psychologist Stephen Berger states that male dissatisfaction is unlikely to be reported due to it being perceived as a female concern, and a male acknowledging his eating disorder may feel like it is a challenge to his masculinity. So we question, where do guys get this body image that they want? Where do they feel so highly influenced? And we turn to the media, and the media promotes a certain idealized image of what it means to be a male. This is Helen Faulkner, who's a PhD student. Many of you guys may have seen the movie 300. It came out in 2006. It's about Greeks and Spartans in the year 480 BC. And when this movie came out, a lot of guys were watching it and they wanted that Spartan body or the Greek body with like a six-pack, and they just saw this image as being the definition of a man or what a man should be. So they came out with this 300 workout where it was 300 reps and you had no breaks, and it was a consistent long workout, and only one actor could finish it, and that was Andrew Cleveland. And Gerard Butler, he did the workout but he couldn't finish it, and it actually ended up making him like physically exhausted like a whole year after the movie, and he wasn't able to exercise at all. And there's there's another look called like the metrosexual look, and it's seen in like in magazines and a lot of shows. I don't know if many of you guys may have seen Gossip Girl with Chuck Bass. It's this new look where guys are more image conscious, and it looks nice, but it's making guys focus, like tweezing their eyebrows, gelling their hair, and just setting this like perfect image of what a guy should look like. And it relates to girls because, like Bridget said, a lot of girls are being like forced to look at this perfect image of what a female should look like. It's the same with guys. So it said 53% of men said they felt insecure about their appearance at least once a week. So there are, in fact, many misconceptions of males, and they do feel insecure about their bodies. And a lot of men are starting to take extreme measures to live up to the standards of society. And a lot of these high-risk choices can result in unhealthy risks, which are not